Hello, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to another episode of Sean Miller, Soccer Betting Genius. Bet with the Genius, as they call me on the show here, and my multiple other shows here. You got the like, subscribe, ring that bell every day. You'll be able to watch all the shows. And we talk about all the shows. What do we got here? 6 hours of great info. All the Max Wagers Networks all day, midday money with Sean Higgs, noon Eastern, morning wood with Ali Burns, 1 to 2. I will be on Thursday with Ali, I know, and support sometime. And Ali may be on this show talking about her Newcastle team and the plans for the future domination of world and English football. Just parlays with Chris King, 2 to 3. Back to the window, Scott and me. And then game time decisions, Nick, Tim, and Lenny. Remember, make sure you're liking, subscribing, ring that bell, keep adding. Our things going up every day. Subscribers, it's pretty cool. We're gonna make sure Caesar Sportsbook. Remember, once again, Caesar's very good. I do, promote them on Monday nights when I'm on Buy the Book Bets. You can catch me on Buy the Book Bets at 6:05 Eastern time every Monday, talking about all kinds of different sports, soccer, college basketball, sometimes in the season, NFL and NCAA football. I'm pretty good at that as well. So place a first-time wager of up to $1,100. Get it back in the form of free bet if you lose. You have to use that promo code. You know the code by now. I say it every day. Make sure you're watching it. And then obviously we're 1 day away from the Kentucky Derby. Make sure you get your betting guide. Full guide will be available. Make sure you're getting it. And remember, I'm on ESPN New York tonight, midnight Eastern time. You can listen to it no matter where you are in the world on the TuneIn Radio app. I'll be on with my guy Joe Wiz. I picked the Liverpool and Newcastle game. We'll give you a little bit of a heads up of what I'm going to pick at some point here when we start talking about the games. And remember, we have Kaepernick on today. Kaepernick, as he is. He'll be talking about MLS. So very good with the MLS games last week. And I think, obviously really happy to have him on there again. So that'll be pretty cool. The dogs go crazy in the background. All right, so I'm going to add the screen. We have the weekend plays. What do we got for you? We got the Premier League. We got La Liga, Serie A. We got the Coupe de France, League One, Netherlands, Eredivisie, and the MLS action. So a lot of good stuff there. And, just real quickly, going to try to just go through here and look at some of the scores from yesterday. I think, we talked about that. We were here watching that. That Rangers game was absolutely unbelievable. See today, Inter already won 4-2. So Inter over 3.5 goals. Obviously good play. And that came out in the 94th minute there. Genoa and Juventus right now locked in a 0-0 draw. And apparently that's a pretty good game. Monaco, another one of our plays, Tushmeni. Unbelievable, man. Manchester United's got to sign this guy. Sunderland, 1-0. So, we're talking a little bit about, I think, both teams to score. I like the 1-1 a little bit in that game. So we're still on course for that. So they did all right with that. These Eredivisie games, man, absolutely crazy. Didn't happen to see the games last night. I know Colo-Colo drew 1-0. Union won 2-0. That was one of the ones. Not a lot of great games yesterday, were there, though? There are going to be a lot of great games today. Sorry, tomorrow we'll go over. Huge day tomorrow. that game tomorrow at 2:45. I know they put it at night. I'm telling you, I have a little feeling about that. I have a little feeling about that Liverpool, not Liverpool Tottenham game. I think that could be interesting. So we'll get underway here. We're going to start talking about these Premier League games over the weekend. I didn't put all the games up. I have the odds here for them. And when you look at some of these games Saturday, look, I mean, there's no 7:30 Eastern time game because they moved the game to 2:45. Liverpool, Tottenham. I don't know if they moved it, but it's just later. Brentford, Southampton. Yuck. Chelsea, Wolves. I just don't know what to think about Chelsea anymore, to be honest. I know Wolves. That could be an interesting game. I mean, I'd probably watch it. It'd be interesting. Crystal Palace, Watford. Yuck. Brighton and Manchester United. Yuck. There's two big games Saturday, though. I think Burnley, Aston Villa is a really big game, obviously for promotion and relegation. Specifically relegation. Burnley at 34 points right now. Everton still has one game in hand on 32 points. We'll get to that game on Sunday. You see Arsenal playing Leeds. I think Leeds is in a lot of trouble. Leeds has a really brutal schedule here, and they're in a lot of trouble. Wouldn't mind seeing them go down as a United fan. Leicester City plus 150, Everton plus 185. I put that up there because Everton obviously has to win, and Leicester had to play that really tough match in Rome on yesterday, and that could be it's a pretty early game there on Sunday, and then obviously Manchester City, Newcastle. Saw what Newcastle did last week, so that could be really interesting. You see some of the plays I have here. In that Liverpool Tottenham game, or not some of the plays, some of the different odds. Liverpool Tottenham, I gave you the over under 2.5 goals. Over is minus 177, under plus 140. Liverpool Asian handicap is minus 1.25 at minus 105. Sunday for the Arsenal game, it's over 3.5 goals, over plus 140. Under minus 175. Arsenal team total goals over 2.5 plus 143. Arsenal minus 1.25. Asian handicap is minus 105. And then the City game. Sorry, I'll go back to that. In the City game, we have over 3.5 goals. Over is plus 120. Under is minus 148. City over 2.5 goals. Team total is minus 129. City Asian handicap minus 2 and minus 120. Now we go into the psychology of this Premier League race. The Premier League title right now is got 1 point between the two teams. And you see here, Manchester City on 83 points and 63 goal difference. Liverpool plus 64 goal difference, 82. Goal difference may end up being massive in this tie. I don't know if these two teams are going to drop points. I think Liverpool, if they drop points here, obviously Liverpool, if they draw tomorrow and City, loses a game here somewhere, goal difference could come into play. So, obviously that could be, City has a chance to run it up against Newcastle. But remember last week, Newcastle gave Liverpool a really tough game. This Newcastle team is a lot better. It's not the same team it was at the beginning of the season. And, Liverpool struggled in the first half. They got back into the locker room, got some special team talk, came out in the second half, got through. They're in the Champions League final. Have to play on Saturday. At least it's at night. A little bit more time to recover. Thought that was nice of the Premier League to do that. basically trying to hand him the title. And Manchester City's got to play Sunday against Newcastle. Tough game. And, Manchester City, we talk about the collapse. Epic collapse. And what's the psychology for this team now? Do they collapse and not win the title? Do they drop points somewhere? Do they, do they win all 5 games, 5-0? Do they, just say, listen, we're out. We have a chance to only win the greatest team in the history of the world, Manchester City, and they're not even going to win. They might not win anything. How about that? If they win a Premier League title, all right, you got 3 squads full of players. Good job. You outlasted everybody. There's a chance this greatest team ever, Champions League finalists last year, they spent about £1 billion over the last couple years, bringing all these players in, and they're not even going to win a title. They lost the Carabao Cup. They got knocked out. They didn't win the FA Cup. They got knocked out by Liverpool. They got knocked out of the Champions League. And now maybe they win the Premier League. Maybe they don't. Would that be the worst return on money in the history of ever if Manchester City doesn't win a title here? I think their schedule is easy enough, but their mentality, man, like how many times can you lose these games and collapse in the Champions League and just fall apart? And Pep Guardiola, every day that goes by, Pep Fraudiola, they're calling him. Pep Fraudiola hasn't won anything. He's never won a Champions League without Lionel Messi. And in these ties, they collapse. This is multiple times now where they've given up multiple goals in a short period of time. Miguel Delaney, remember his article. And, he overthinks. He's a genius. Geniuses sometimes overthink stuff. I'll be the first to tell you that. So I think here, my plays, I think I'll take a shot on Burnley at plus 200 at home against Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa stinks. I don't think they're any good. I think they're in trouble. You look at them. Aston Villa right now is in 13th. They're going to stay up, but they're any good. I think Burnley, if they win there and get to 37 points, it's getting to the point there. If Burnley wins 1 or 2 more matches, I mean, there's no way 40 points gets relegated. So I think that could be big. I like that play there. I like Arsenal. I think Arsenal scores over 2.5 goals against Leeds. Leeds stinks. Arsenal minus 1.25 Asian handicap. I like that a little bit. Minus 105. To be honest, I wouldn't touch that Leicester City Everton game, but I would see it. You could make the argument that Everton could win that game, especially after what Leicester City did. I think you could make that argument. I might put a couple bucks down on Everton to win there, and turn it around. I think Manchester City wins. I don't know if I like the Asian handicap there or over. I think Newcastle is interesting. I think the game to watch here, and I think where there could be a problem is that Liverpool-Tottenham game. I think Tottenham at plus 185 win double chance could be an interesting play there. I think Liverpool had to exert a lot of energy to get back into that game the other day, and I wouldn't be stunned to see Liverpool drop points in this game. They have a pretty tough schedule between the two teams. I would not be stunned if Liverpool drops points, then City could go out and have a little impetus to win on Sunday. But I would not be stunned to see Tottenham. Remember, these two teams played, I think it was in December, and it was a 2-2 draw. There's been a lot of, I think the last 5 times the teams have played, it's been over 3 goals, or 3 goals or more. So maybe the 2.5 would be interesting there. All right. La Liga. Saturday, we got Cadiz versus Elche. Excuse me. At 12:30, we got Real Betis versus Barcelona at plus 117, the draw at plus 280. And then on Sunday, we have Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Real Madrid has already said, Carlo Ancelotti has said that he will be playing the B team, although Camavinga's in the B team, and the B team's pretty good. It's like saying Manchester City's B team. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just no Karim Benzema, but they're pretty good. So, and Atletico Madrid will not give them a guard of honor. Real Madrid doesn't care. They already won the league, and they're in the Champions League final. So they probably couldn't care less about this game. I would, though, say sometimes when you have these guys playing, the young kids playing, and maybe trying to make a name for themselves, I think you could see something pretty interesting in that game. Cadiz right now is on 32 points, minus 17 goal difference. They are 1 point outside the relegation zone, ahead of Granada, and tied with Mallorca on points, and 4 points behind Getafe in 15th place. Elche is safe. They're in 13th place on 39 points. So minus 8 goal difference. I think, I put this game up here. It's a little bit high, the minus 137, but Cadiz has the win here. And, they're not, obviously they're 17th, but when you see this line here, wow, minus 137, you start to think maybe the bookies think that this team has a good chance to win this game. Just saw some teams outside the relegation zone or inside the relegation zone in the Premier League, and they're plus money. So minus 137 right away, I start thinking. I said, wow, that's pretty interesting. In the other game on Saturday, Betis is 58 points right now, 3 points behind Atletico Madrid for the final Champions League spot, and 2 points ahead of Sociedad, who's playing right now. See what that score is. Losing to Levante. How about that? It's a game I gave you, I think. Barcelona 66. They're safe. I mean, they're already basically in the Champions League at this point. I mean, I guess they're 8 points back of Betis. If Betis wins, I guess they're only 5 back. Could make it interesting. I think Betis here, obviously the Copa del Rey winners. I think you could make a decent case to take Betis here. Maybe the over. I don't know what Barcelona's motivation is. I don't know, who they're going to play. I think you maybe see what the lineup is, but I think maybe both teams to score would be interesting, and Betis might be a decent shot at plus 205. Sunday, I just put this game in here because Real Madrid is playing Atletico Madrid. I would probably lean towards Atletico Madrid. They need the game more, but once again, Real Madrid players, nothing better. They don't want to give them a guard of honor, blah, 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 blah. They were being a little bit babies about it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but Atletico just said no. So maybe Real Madrid comes out with a chip on its shoulder and wins the game. But I think, right there, they're not really playing for much. And, might take a shot on Atletico Madrid. Serie A on Saturday, Torino plus 255, Napoli plus 102, draw plus 265, 9 a.m. Saturday. So that's an early game. Napoli right now is locked into the Champions League. Juventus has scored there. Paulo Dybala, who will be leaving for Inter. I liked Inter, and I remember I liked Juventus in that game. I thought at plus money, I thought that was an interesting bet. So doing pretty well for our bets today, looks like. So Napoli right now is 2 points behind Juventus. Doesn't matter. They're in top 4. But, they are better than Torino. So Napoli has a plus 36 goal difference. Torino has a plus 8. So, plus a 102 and a little bit of value there. Sunday, Hellas Verona plus 330, AC Milan. Now, AC Milan 245 has to win because now they are 1 point behind and with a much worse goal difference. So every game for AC Milan now is a cup final. Interesting to see what that lineup is on the weekend, see if it goes down the line. I don't love 130, but maybe in a parlay might be interesting. But, AC Milan sometimes has that tendency to, both the Milan teams have a tendency to bottle some games every once in a while, and it'd be interesting to see if they go on the road at Verona and bottle that. So, between those two, I'd probably take Napoli, even though the game doesn't mean as much. But AC Milan at minus 130, maybe a Asian handicap play minus 0.75. Now these games I think are interesting. Saturday is the Coupe de France final. Nice. I don't know what CDF Nice is. Tried to write something else. But that game is at. That game is 3 o'clock, and Nice is playing Nantes plus 260. Right now in the league, Nice is higher up in the league. I know that. Nice is right now in 5th place, 60 points. They're in a Europa Conference League spot, but still in it with a chance, with Rennes just ahead of them and Marseille in 3rd to move up. But this Coupe de France, hey, listen, it's a chance to win a trophy. Nice, I think, plus 15 goal difference. Nantes plus 7, 9 points better. See the line there. I think Nice is a better team. But these cups are tough, but they offer a little bit of value. Obviously it's not PSG, it's not the big boys from Ligue 1. So interesting game there. Going to get a little value either team you play. Sunday Ligue 1 action. Ligue 1. Lorient plus 280, Marseille minus 110, draw plus 265. Remember, Lorient's 16th right now. Marseille is still fighting for the Champions League after a tough exit Thursday. Here's the thing. Marseille now, that Monaco is winning today. See what minute that's in, 66th minute. If Monaco ends up holding them off, Monaco right now is in 2nd place. Obviously played one more game, but I always like the points. So Marseille has to get a point or win. Really, now you need 3 points. So Marseille at minus 110. That exit on Thursday was tough. They didn't score a goal. I think kind of can be nullified a little bit if they make the Champions League next year and all the riches. So, I like, of these two games, I think Marseille is a better play at minus 110. It's basically same value. If you like Nice at plus 102, definitely worth a shot, though. Netherlands. And we got 4. I don't even know. We don't even have 4 games left. We are down to the final 3 games right now. Ajax and PSV Eindhoven are separated by 4 points, and Ajax has a plus 74 goal difference, which is ridiculous. PSV Eindhoven plus 42. Feyenoord, remember, Feyenoord just made a final, and they're down by they're trailing PSV Eindhoven by 7 points with 3 matches to go, but could cut that to 4, but has a huge chance to play and who is going to win this title. Feyenoord at home. Feyenoord obviously will take a lot of confidence from being in a final. If they win that, they're in the Europa League next year anyway, which that's the spot they're in now. They're 5 points ahead of FC 20, so they're probably going to, unless 20 wins here, maybe finish 3rd. But if they win the Conference League, it doesn't matter. They'll be in the Europa League anyway. Ajax wins the title here with a victory, and PSV dropped points. You see, Ajax is only minus 141 against AZ Alkmaar. So, weird odds in that game. I love Ajax. They score so many goals. AZ has been pretty good this year, sitting in 5th place with a plus 22 goal difference, but only 59 points. If you're going to give me Ajax at minus 141 in that game, I'm going to jump all over it. I actually like Feyenoord a little bit in that game, or maybe a draw. I don't think PSV Eindhoven wins. I think it's going to be a tough contest for them. So I think you have maybe Ajax winning the title, and then Erik ten Hag can start focusing on the Manchester United disaster. So in a couple minutes here, we're going to talk to Kaepernick, and we're going to talk about the MLS action. So let me just get a chance to get some of these promos in here. Remember, Caesars Sportsbook promotion, $1,100 first bet insurance, first time wager of up to $1,100. Get back in form of a free bet if you lose. Must use our promo code ATSWINS. CZR. Links are in the show box below. Max Wagers Network, 6 hours of great info. Be sure to follow the Max Wagers Network all day. Midday Money, Sean Higgs, noon Eastern. Morning Wood, Ali Burns, Just Parlays, Chris King, 2 to 3. Allie's from 1 to 2, by the way. Back to the window, Scott and Scott. It's me at 4 to 5. Game time decisions, 5 to 6. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. So, where's the ticker? While we're waiting, I'm going to pull these up for you here. See if everybody can see that. We got the MLS games here for the week. This is I mentioned this. Use this on Thursday with the Formula One thing. I'm using Bet Parks. I'm about 4 minutes away from Parks. Always got pretty good odds. One of the sites I like to use. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games on Saturday, and another 3 on Sunday. So you got basically wall-to-wall action. Look at that, LAFC and Philadelphia Union. The Union are playing 11 o'clock. Whew, that's late. Look at those odds. LAFC, 162. Crazy odds. So we'll go through it here while we're waiting for Kaepernick. Charlotte FC right now, minus 165. Inter Milan, plus 420. Tie, draw is plus 300. Montreal, minus 103. Decent odds. Orlando City, plus 260. The draw, 250. That game is at 4 o'clock. So nothing before 3:30 on Saturday. I like that about the MLS. They spread the games out all over the place. So 3:30 is the first game, and there's a pretty steady stream of matches all the way up to 11 o'clock at night. So that's not going to end till 1 in the morning. If you're a bettor, you got to love that. Montreal. Hold on 1 second. Just make sure we got nobody waiting here. Montreal, minus 103, like I said. Atlanta United, minus 157. Chicago Fire, plus 410. And draw is 290. NYCFC, minus 235. Sporting Kansas City, plus 650. So a little bit different than last week. New York City, minus 230, Portland plus 550, DC United. You see this, there's a lot of minus. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 of the 14 games as a favorite that's minus money. And see if we can get the MLS standings here. Union right there. Look at that. 18 points. Very even. You see the points everybody's on basically, 18, 10 points, 9, it's pretty even. Then you go out west and you see what LAFC and Austin are doing, 22 and 20. And then you got some teams at the bottom, Vancouver. So pretty interesting to see that. Take a look at the futures for MLS. NYCFC plus 260 to win the East. Obviously, the defending champions. The Union plus 375. Never won anything ever. Red Bulls plus 550. See these teams here. A lot of different value for them. Eastern Conference winner. See the Western Conference winner. LAFC plus 135. Austin plus 650. Wow, look at that drop off. That's a little bit crazy. And then the MLS Cup, LAFC, heavy favorites, as they were last year, but they didn't win anything, did they? So we'll go back to that. I see. I lose 90% of my Sagra bets. Maybe you can help. Yeah, look. I mean, I don't know what your strategy is for these games. Let me take this away for a second. For the games here, and let me add this back to the. I think it's not always minus money games. I think what you need to find sometimes is maybe this Arsenal. Maybe you take a Asian handicap at minus 1.25, minus 105. I think for me, you want to, I like to bet the favorites. I'm a big favorite better. I think they're favorite for a reason. I know a lot of people like to bet the underdogs. My strategy is parlays. Two favorites, three favorites, teams that should win. When you're a minus 235 or a minus 300 favorite, you should win. 85% of those games, 80%. Obviously Liverpool loses some games and they draw some games, but out of 38 matches in the Premier League, they're going to win at least 30 of them, maybe 32. Right now they're on pace to win 34 matches. They got 82 points. Probably on pace to win like 31 games, 32 games in the league. So I don't necessarily always want to go with the minus money per se. I like the minus money teams. I don't think maybe you want to look for, here, Cadiz, or when we go back to um when you go back to these games here, um, you know, is see the over-unders on here. Is Montreal a better play at minus 103? Maybe Orlando City is better. These teams are really even, except for the really bad teams. I think maybe, if you're a minus money guy, you could take like, here and here and get a plus 133 parlay. Portland coming. There's two things here. The Union are going all the way to Los Angeles, and they're playing at 11 o'clock at night. Look, I understand they're on the West Coast, and it's 8 o'clock at night there. It's 11 o'clock at night. You're playing a game at 11 o'clock at night, man. How many times are you, think about what you're doing at 11 o'clock. Are you ready to maybe play a game at 11 o'clock? No. I mean, sometimes it's tough. I know you go out there and you get used to it, so it's something like that. And here, same thing. The Timbers are coming all the way east to play. It's a 4 o'clock game. I mean, they're a little more used to that, but that travel sucks. I mean, it's just really hard. Someone that travels to Europe, to watch matches and stuff, man, that travel like just crushes you for days. So I think sometimes that could be tough. You have Foxy won a nice live bet last night with Copa Libertadores in Sudamericana. He took Santos to win at 1-0 and International to draw, losing 1-1, and took Alonso Lima versus Colo, both teams score. I know that was 1-1. So listen, we've talked about this all the time. You see this on here. Look at that. I figured out how to put the comments on the screen there. Never knew. I always saw that. I saw that on other shows. I'm like, man, how do you do that? Probably should ask. You see Foxy's bet right there. But that, live betting, it's basically an interesting way to do this stuff now. I think you have a really good shot to really win some money. All right. Just keep checking my mail. So I'm not sure what anybody's favorite play is from these games here. I go through these. Maybe Atletico Madrid. I like that Napoli game there, plus 102. AC Milan, obviously. I think my favorite play would be Marseille here, minus 110. I like that. And obviously Ajax. And then the MLS. So I think when you go through those look to be my favorite two plays of the day. We have a little bit of time. Try to look at Monday and see if there's any kind of games to look ahead, because obviously Monday we're not back until 4 o'clock. The second leg of the playoff. I like Sheffield Wednesday at home a little bit. See what that score is right now. Still 1-0. So once again, that's the fourth straight clean sheet. Monaco still up 2-1. Tushmeni has another goal. The guy's just unbelievable. He just scores goals for fun. He has to be on Manchester United last year. Juventus is still winning. See Foxy took Atlanta NYC, LAFC with Cruz Azul and Monterrey for a little parlay at plus 1373. So I see if you're looking at that, maybe you take those minus money ones. You don't have to do all 5. Maybe you pick 3 of them, or maybe you pick 4, maybe you pick 2 of them, and you win a couple parlays there plus money. Monday is not the greatest day for action. There's basically one Roma's playing, and by that point, Roma could be behind in the race for Europa. But once again, if they win the Europa Conference League, they're in the Europa League next year. So not a lot of games. Premier League and Liga Nos, Portugal, Belenenses against Famalicão. Hard to take that. Girona against Tenerife in League 2. Mondays, I say, Foxy, Mondays are always horrible. I think, when the season is more, we're winding down now. Like the season's just about done. They're trying to get these games in, so there's not a lot of games scheduled in case, they have to put the games in from COVID and stuff like that and moving the games around. So, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays are obviously more for the games because, you got all the Champions League and Europa League, and then you got all these extra games. Now, look, I will say this: next year, next season, as it is, when we start in August, Premier League is going to start August 6th, and it's going to be like really interesting because remember the World Cup is November, and they're going to play. The Premier League supposedly is playing till like November 13th, and then they're going to have a week to get to Qatar for the tournament, and then the tournament's going to end on the 21st of December, and the Premier League's playing on the 26th. So it's going to be wall-to-wall games from like the Champions League and Europa League qualification will start in early July, so maybe even June. So I mean, from July all the way until basically June, you're going to have 11 months of games every day, wall-to-wall games, because, now they have to condense the seasons for these games, and you're going to be playing games all the time. You're not going to have these lulls that you're going to have here. Obviously, once again, the season's almost done. So, but next week, when you look at the schedule, Tuesday, there's a Premier League game, Aston Villa, Liverpool. There's La Liga games. Wednesday, there's 4 Premier League games. There's 4 La Liga games. There's the Coppa Italia final, Juventus and Inter. Fantastic game. Ligue 1, Eredivisie. Thursday, there's a Premier League game, a massive Premier League game at that. Tottenham and Arsenal, North London Derby. There's 3 Spain games in Spain. Friday's a little slow next week. So Friday's show might be meh. Next Saturday is the FA Cup final, Chelsea, Liverpool, and huge games in Germany, Italy. Next Sunday, there's a whole list of games. And then Monday, there's another Premier League game. That's the 15th. Tuesday, there's another Premier League game. Wednesday the 18th is the Europa League final. When's the Conference League final? Thursday, May 19th, there's Premier League games. Saturday, May 21st, and Sunday, May 22nd are the end of the season. And then you got Europa Conference League final on May 25th. There you go. And then the Champions League final on May 28th. In this, you're going to have the playoff finals and all that stuff. So there's going to be a lot of action to watch. So it's going to be fun. And we're going to see a lot of different things happening here. So, all right. Well, I was hoping to have Kaepernick on today, but I guess he's busy a little bit. So we will hopefully see him next week. All right. So for me, let me go through these one more time. Make sure you're following all the max wagers and the game there. Need to research this Kentucky races for tomorrow. Well, got something for you. Kentucky Derby betting guide. $40 is yours for free. Get the inside track to the Kentucky Derby. In racing, click on the link for the show below. I'm going to give you, here is what my friend Frederick A. York, also called Bro, said about this. He said, I gave my 2 picks out. He likes Messier and Charge It. Johnny Velasquez on Messier, another Baffert speed horse like Medina Spirit when he won last year, although he didn't win. He got taken down, but he won the race. He will take him as far as he can. I like that Cyber. Let me get these odds up for you. The only thing tomorrow is it's going to be a mess. I like Cyberknife a little bit, 20-1. When you get these, the slop, it's going to be bad. The weather's really bad here in the Northeast and in Kentucky. It could be interesting to see, one of these horses come from off. Look for if it's really messy, if it's really sloppy. You look and see what the horses are doing in the other races, but go through and see which horse is a mutter, which horse runs in the rain, which horse wins in the rain. Maybe stay away from that horse on the rail. It's going to be a mess. You're going to be getting, all that slop. Some horses don't like running with the dirt and mud and rain and all that stuff coming up. So check and see, maybe there's a horse in there that's a little bit of a mutter and not Mutter's Day. It's Mutter's Day this weekend, but a mutter like running in the it just depends. Some favorites love running in the mud, Foxy, and some horses don't. So just see which ones like running in the mud. Go back and look through their races and see which ones run in the mud. I like that Cyberknife a little bit, 20-1. You got to wait to see, Mattress Mac is going to throw down $4 million on one of these horses, so it's going to change the odds. I know New Jersey is starting to experiment with fixed race betting, so which means the odds don't change. Whatever you get it at is what you get it at. I think that's interesting. All right, so that is our show for today. We will be back. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at the Prodigal Sean. If you got any questions over the weekend, I'll be back Monday. So, we're planning on doing a Saturday show starting at some point in probably when the season starts up. But right now, Monday through Friday. If you have any questions, though, please get me on at the Prodigal Sean, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. And if not, I will see you on Monday, 4 to 5.